never, ever, ever tell your family what it is you're about to do or what you want to do with your life. And when it comes to family being your least supportive people, I'm not talking about the little kid that needs someone to hold his hand to cross the street. I'm not talking about the little kid that needs to be told what healthy foods are or needs to learn basic math and English so they can be a functional adult later in the world. I'm not talking about the things that are essential for us to do so that a kid grows up as at least a semi-functional adult that can start to figure things out on their own. I'm talking about the concept of you having a goal or a dream, an idea, a change of mind, a change of thought, a renewal of consciousness, growing up, maturing. I'm talking about that in regards to family. Because the whole family over everything, family first, like I said, when you're like a little kid and you're trying to raise that kid to understand what this world is, there's an aspect of community and family. But say everyone in the family now is like in their 20s or older, like everyone's a grown adult person, they're your least supportive people, because it turns into that, like, we came from the same place, and this person has been playing the drums for 10 years and they're really good, and they start a band and now they're on tour, and because of personal history, the family member has some sort of problem with them having a fun job, right, or an easy job, right? They didn't pick up the drums in practice, and they have that personal history. So it's like, oh, who do you think you are, traveling the world, and who do you think you are buying that car? Who do you think you are, like, talking like that or being with that girl, or just this dumb stuff that comes up that just them being jealous that they ain't you. It's what it really is. You look at the typical family unit. I'm going to use the example of the father, the mother, and the kids. The father being just some like little drone work bot beta male, just like accepts anything, just like, yes sir, at his little cubicle, his suit and tie, like never rocks the boat, never like works on his own goals, never like wants more out of life. So he followed the cookie cutter pattern that his father or parents or whatever likely told him to do, school, society, and all that. So say his kid it wants to play video games, right? He wants to get really good at a video game, maybe go into tournaments, make money by streaming the game, whatever. So as a little kid, yes, there's a sense of, hey, the father being like, that's, not a realistic job. You got to have a backup plan. You got to look at the world a little brighter. There's a sense of love when it comes to guiding the kid so that he's not just going to only play video games, never do anything else. But then, how's it going, guys?
Good, how are you?
Good. Those little seals there are $8 with a tax, and then $22 on the big ones. They both make sound.
Okay.
But yeah, so like the kid playing the video game, there's an aspect of that. There's an aspect of teaching the kid to, hey, thank you, to not only bank on those video games, but say the kid gets good at the game, and he's an adult now, and the father that was concerned about wanting him to have a backup plan or to see the world realistically, say the kid gets a minimum wage job working at Walmart as a cashier or a gas station attendant, whatever he has to do. He's just, whether he does college or not, but he's working, he's doing his best to get himself on track in life. So he works that Monday through Friday, and on his Saturday, he just decides to play video games. Well, now it's not, hey, that's not realistic. Now the father, you're just being a hater. He can choose to do that on his Saturday, right? You just don't want him to succeed, and that's really what it is. How's it going, guys?
Hi, I'm gonna try this from you.
Okay, yeah, that small seal's $8, 7 plus tax. How's the day been for you guys?
Good.
What was that?
She's gonna tell you her name, Eileen Anna.
Oh, nice to meet you.
How's your day going?
It's going great, man. Thanks.
Wayne and Nicole.
Good to meet you guys. I'm Mason.
Jason?
Yeah,
Nice to meet you.
thank you. All right, let me get your change for you.
Hey, is there a public restroom around here?
Yeah, bathrooms are underneath the lifeguard station there.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks, guys. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you. But yeah, so the kid works at Walmart or a gas station or something. He's doing what he can, still lives with the parents, but he's doing what he can to realize life for what it is. He's getting older, he's out of high school, and he wants to get to that realization of, okay, I can't have my family just supporting me 100% while I sit here and play video games. Fair enough. So I can't just play games 7 days a week. I have to work. I can't just expect my family to do that. That's a fair realization. But the kid's now working Monday through Friday, and he's playing that game on his Saturday or Sunday. The father just doesn't have leverage to say anything, because what's going to happen in this family unit is if the kid actually goes and does that and becomes successful, the father's going to realize how much of a work drone bot he was his entire life while his kid plays games, while his kid does the fun route, while his kid showed him how life works, right? The kid came from the father. So the father's not trying to see the kid do better than him. The father's not trying to see the kid out alpha him in life. The father's not trying to see the kid be smarter at something, or what that's subjective, but what he perceives as smarter, or the mind or the brain that led to an easier living, right? He's not trying to see his own kid show him how things work. He's not trying to look up to his kid, right? His kid was a baby and grew up, and then he just gave him the talk on, hey, you can't just play games. So he's like talking down to the kid, or he thinks he's giving the sage advice. So when the kid starts to make all this money out of nowhere online, through streaming the games or tournaments, and then he can go buy like a mansion or something with the money he just made from video games, suddenly the father's got to look up to him. The father doesn't want to look up to him. It's his own kid. So it's going to be your family that's not going to support it. Like I mentioned in content before, I moved back in with family this month instead of paying for a rental property, so I could save money for my camper van and then move back out. And I have a situation, fortunately, where I can move back in with family. And family is family, it's whatever. I'm trying to move out, don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to stay there permanently, but some people really don't have a kosher environment to go back to because of some of the reasons that I laid out, because there's that personal history. It's like, why is this person doing that when I don't think they deserve it, or I don't see it that way? So like, why would the world see it that way? Like me being 26, like the example of a family member that would say, well, we've known you since you were a baby. What do you mean someone in the world just sees you as a 26-year-old guy with a beard? It's like, well, because I just met that person. So that's what, you know what I mean? It's like, doesn't matter what happened when I was 3, like when we were here at the family and I went on a tantrum because I was on timeout because my toy was taken away, or I don't, like the family just knows that stuff. So they they don't get what you're doing in the world to make money or to put food on the table, or they don't get maybe a girl being attracted to you, because it's just oh, what do you mean you're a grown man to another woman, right? It's just you're just the kid of the family. So it's it's not going to be your family. I don't tell them about a YouTube channel. I don't need a stupid conversation. I don't need that's not realistic. They don't even know that you have hundreds of subscribers. They don't even know that someone thought what you said was good or intelligent. That's why I don't need a stupid conversation. I know that family is going to be the first person. If my YouTube channel gets to a point of being able to do it full time, it's not going to be the stranger or the person watching the channel, because the person's going to know, oh, YouTube exists, someone made a video, therefore people can make money that way. So it's not going to be the world not getting it, it's going to be the family not getting it. What do you mean you didn't tell us you had this source of income, this secret source of income you didn't tell us about? It's yeah, because you're going to get jealous, you're going to hate on it, you're going to think that my subscriber count or my paycheck is something that has to do with the worth of what I'm talking about. And then, so it's when it's at 0, you don't think it's anything. And then if it's at 1 million and I have the money to travel the world, suddenly, oh, you left the family behind, or you left the friends behind. Look how arrogant he got, living all high and mighty. You don't need that, It's you can predict it too. It's I can see that, just the way things are. I'm not even talking about my personal family or my friends or people I've gone to school with. I'm talking about that in general for every person. You can just predict that shit. I mean, I was trying so hard not to say shit because you'll get demonetized on things, but whatever. This video is already good as the way it is. But yeah, I just don't need that shit. Honestly, nobody does. The whole we came from the same place, we grew up in the same 4 walls, so why would you do that outside of these 4 walls? It's not gonna be your family. It's not gonna be your friends. It's not gonna be your high school. It's not gonna be your college. It's not gonna be your coworkers. It's not gonna be your hometown. Right? It's going to be you being the driving force on what it is that you want to do. People aren't going to get it because they're not going to get like their own income or their own sex life, their own money, their own happiness, their own means of survival, their own way of getting food. Or even too, like how I do these videos while I'm working this tie-dye job, I'll get interrupted during a video because I'll have a customer that comes up. And so someone can just be like, well, how come you have an outgoing personality? Like, why are they miserable? Why are they depressed? Why do you have the social skills to do that? So it's a comparison thing. So how's it going, guys? So it's like they don't want your life or your existence being some sort of marker on something that they don't have, they don't possess, right? Like, oh, YouTube's not realistic. You can't just, like, how many people would love to do that? And they'll tell you that. It's just because, like, they're like this miserable person that like hates on people, right? They're just like a hater, and they're negative, and they just talk down on people, and they would never show their face because that's what they are. They're negative, and they talk down, and they hate other people. They hate other people's success. They hate what other people are trying to do. They dwell on the past. They regret things. They think they're the noble warrior who lived with virtue, and everyone else did it wrong, so no one else deserves anything. Like, they don't understand that someone can make a mistake and rebound. Like, they just don't get it, right? So they see that you get it, and they don't like that you get it because they think you get something they don't get, or you make them look stupid, or they evaluated it one way, and to see the world evaluate it differently, they don't want to be on the outside, right? They want to be on the in crowd, right? If there's 100 people, they want to be with the 99. They don't want to be with the one lone guy. But if that one lone guy ends up having that YouTube channel with like 1 million subscribers, now instead of them being on the 99 saying, oh, that was unrealistic of a thing for you to do, now they're the lone guy who doesn't get why you're successful. So like I said, you gotta know this. It's not gonna be your family. It's not gonna be your friends. It's not gonna be your high school, your college, your grade school, summer campers, work, your hometown. It's not going to be those people. It's like a musician. You got to get hot in a different city before your own city starts to see, oh wow, you can do music for a career. If you just take your instrument or your music or your album, you try to push it here on the street, you try to play, someone from your city, it's like, oh well, like, where's your backup plan? Like, you're not Jay-Z or Drake or Beyonce. It's like they have this, like, they just go to like what's on the radio, because like like I mentioned in other content, also this video, it's like they're just that bot. They're that work bot, that work drone that's just like, oh, like, my country said this, the media said this, my family said this was how it was, my friend said this is how it was, my school said this is how it was. So I'm just this work bot, this work drone that's just in my lane, and that made me uncomfortable to see somebody look at things smarter and to have a more cerebral sense of what was going on. So I have to reel them back into my level, because that makes me uncomfortable that I can start in the same place and not be that person. So like I said, you can't tell your family about your goals or your dreams or your life. It just is what it is. You can love your family, you can have a relationship with them, whatever that is. Everyone has a different situation though. Like I said, not everyone has a kosher family. Some people don't talk for years, or if ever, until they die. And everyone's got their own circumstance with that. And I totally understand it on both ends. I understand the families that have those huge units where everything's cohesive and they always get together every Thanksgiving with like 50, 100 people, and it's always fine. I also understand it on the other end where they get together every Thanksgiving with 50 or 100 people, and there's always arguing, and it's just like, oh, in politics, one's a Republican, one's a Democrat, one's a Christian, one's a Jew, one's an atheist, this person's getting more pussy, this guy's getting more pussy than his other family member, now he looks like the lesser guy, this guy's making more money, like this guy made that mistake, or treated this person wrong at this one point in time, or said that one thing wrong to that one person, so that's just their opinion of them in the context of the world. And you can just see that with family. You can see that with friends. You can see that with school, work, life, just in general. So you just got to know that. Your goal has to be you, and you got to start. It can be hard for people to start at zero because they feel like there's no support there, but get away from that illusionary support, like the family member that still thinks you're a kid that doesn't want you to get hit by a car when you cross the street. They just take that same mentality as an adult, and they play the role of, oh, I don't want you to get hit by a car. No, they don't want you to get into that car that could be an Uber that takes you to the destination that you need to go. They're jealous.